usually takes years of experience and multiple attempts to bring out an iconic brand name in the motorcycle game. However, BMW played it differently. It was in 2010 when BMW Motorrad, a brand more renowned for its range of big boxer twins, entered the litre-class supersport segment with the S1000RR. And yet, it somehow went straight to the top of the superbike game when it exploded onto the scene with a leap of about 30 horsepower, comprehensive electronics package, and the focused handling of a thoroughbred race replica. Another reason for its immense popularity was its asymmetric face with differently shaped twin headlamps, which became a signature element for the S1000RR. But sadly, it has lost that daunting style element in its 4th generation model. And today we have the latest iteration of this ultimate superbike with its M Sport package. So let's see what else has changed and how it responds to the Indian road conditions. The base platform of the initial S1000RR was so good that BMW has been selling the bike with only evolutionary changes ever since. But here's finally an all-new one, and BMW says that everything on this bike is different down to the last nut and bolt. In terms of aesthetics, yes, it is all new and more in line with the other litre-class supersport bikes. Of course, this is the first time that Motorrad is using the letter M, previously seen only on BMW's performance cars. And it is easily recognizable with its unique paint scheme. But otherwise, the standard version is not quite as identifiable, and it could pass off as even a Japanese sports bike. The new S1000RR is leaner and sleeker, and its quirky headlamps have been swapped for a set of svelte full LED units on either side of a big ram air intake. The only element that it carries from the older version is a similar set of gills in the fairing. If you're wondering why the rear looks a bit strange, that's because there is no traditional tail lamp unit. Instead, BMW has used multi-purpose indicators that light up red when the brake is applied. Styling aside, the big news is a weight reduction. The new M package version is 4.5 kilograms lighter than the standard bike, which itself is 11 kilograms lighter than the older version. The standard S1000RR has shed its weight by the way of a new engine assembly, lighter frame and wheels, and even the disc brakes. And then the M Sport brings a carbon wheels, a lithium-ion battery, and a very firm M Sport seat, which is not very comfortable for regular road use. The engine unit itself is about 4 kilos lighter with a 1.7 kilograms lighter crankcase, hollow titanium valves, and a 1.3 kilograms lighter exhaust system. The lighter crank helps the inline-4 engine rev quicker and harder. But the highlight of this new motor is BMW's new shift cam variable camshaft control technology, which allows for a stronger bottom-end grunt, a more powerful mid-range punch, and of course, a more satiating top-end performance. The system switches over to a more aggressive profile at 9,000 RPM, and the red line arrives much later at 14,600 RPM. In the track mode, this all-new engine delivers about 207 horsepower, which is about 8 horsepower more than the older version. And that, with the overall weight reduction, provides the S1000RR with an impressive power-to-weight ratio. The motor makes its 113 Nm of peak torque at 11,000 RPM, and peak power comes in at an even higher 13,000 RPM. But we mostly used the road, rain and dynamic modes and never felt short of performance on streets and even expressways. Just like before, this is not a silky smooth screamer like your typical Japanese inline fours, and there is a mild but noticeable vibration to be felt in the bars and pegs. But ignore the buzz and you will find that the throttle is very smooth, and that plasters a big smile on your face when you twist it on some open roads. The mid-level Pro and top M Sport models both get a bi-directional quick shifter for the 6-speed gearbox, which, thankfully, works much nicer and smoother than the one you'll find in the big BMW adventure bikes. The new S1000RR also uses a unique mechanism to reverse the shifting pattern. One can simply do it by unscrewing the connector on the shifting lever from one end to the other to achieve a WSBK and MotoGP-like shifting pattern. Interesting? But not just that. You'll also notice a brand new swing arm that uses an upside-down design with bracing at the bottom. Again, something which is commonly seen in the WSBK and MotoGP programs. This unique pattern brings packaging advantages for the rear shock and allows for improved swing arm flex characteristics. It helps keep the rear tire contact patch with the tarmac more constant, thus offering better rear grip under acceleration. It'll feel like a great drag if we talk about comfort for a supersport, that too the M package variant, right? Of course, the riding position is very aggressively committed, slightly more so than ever, and then is the super firm seat of the M Sport, which is not the most ideal, to put it very mildly. But then the M package also comes with electronically damped suspension at both ends. In the road and rain modes, it feels quite smooth and you have to slow it down only for the big potholes and speed breakers. It also offers great stability and control, be it when barreling down the straights or the sharpest corners. The clip-on handlebars on the S1000RR are wider and help with leverage at slow speeds. But still, the initial turn-in is super quick, probably because of the lighter carbon wheels in the M Sport. It could be alarming for the first few times you ride it, but then you grow to like its deliciously immediate responses, throwing it in some fast bends. The BMW S1000RR is still the only litre-class supersport bike to offer luxuries like heated grips and cruise control. But it now ups the game with GPS navigation, Bluetooth connectivity, tire pressure monitoring, and even a hill start assist. Coming to the gadgetry, facing the rider is a new 6.5-inch TFT screen that is similar to the ones on the new GS ADVs. It is very crisp to look at, and you can customize its display almost infinitely and choose exactly what you want to see on the go, including lean angles. You control it via a rotary scroller on the left handlebar, which sounds like a cool feature, but in reality is quite fiddly to use. A 6-axis IMU works full-time in conjunction with the various systems on board. These include variable levels of traction control, wheelie control, engine brake control, and ABS. Apart from the 4 standard riding modes, the M package brings Race Pro 1, 2, and 3. These allow further customization of the aforementioned systems, as well as engine maps to have the bike suit your individual riding style. However, this is more of use on racetracks. The new BMW S1000RR is a well-rounded package in terms of performance and technology in the litre-class superbike category. The standard variant starts at about 2 million Indian rupees and the Pro M Sport costs about 4 lakh rupees extra. Now, come to think of it, who needs an M Sport unless you need that pinch of additional agility on a racetrack? And if you want that advanced bi-directional quick shifter, adjustable suspension damping, and some other additional gadgetry, you can simply go for the mid-level Pro variant. It is considerably cheaper than most of its rivals except for the Kawasaki ZX-10R, which is the most affordable in this category. To sum it up, yes, the previous version of the BMW S1000RR looked more appealing, but that does not mean the new one does not look good. You can say that it looks simpler, but not easy to miss when it passes by on the road. Moreover, when you sit on the motorcycle and crank it, what matters is the pure riding pleasure. And that is what the new BMW S1000RR is certainly engineered for.